Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Reverend Dr. Suzi Schadle, and I am the minister here at Suncoast Center for Spiritual Living. Well, thank you very much. I trust everyone over 8 over the weekend. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. You know what? I was only half a bite over the line this Thanksgiving, just half a bite. It was that one half a bite, and I would have been really comfortable. But boy, it was good. It was good. So, talk title. The turkey's been gobbled and the football's been fumbled. So now what? Well, I'll tell you what. The football that the Bucs just fumbled will be recovered by the Seahawks, who will ultimately win the game today. Hey, I'm a Bucs fan except when they're playing the Seahawks. So one time out of the season, you gotta suck it up, people. I did stop short of wearing my Seahawks outfit, however, so that's, out of respect for you Bucs fans. Actually, Jane and I have a bet. If the Seahawks win, she has to wear a Seahawks jersey next time. If the Bucs win, I gotta wear a Bucs jersey. So that's what happens after the turkey's been gobbled and the football's been fumbled. That's what's next. But actually, we've been talking about this whole month, the idea of being in gratitude, not just on that special day. And the fact is that we can enjoy Thanksgiving leftovers, more and better Thanksgiving leftovers than those yummy turkey sandwiches that we all love. There's actually something else we can enjoy. We can enjoy the leftovers of gratitude. And we can make those the main course of our meal every day. We can extend that attitude of gratitude beyond that one day that we set apart, where we remind ourselves to be grateful and to be thankful, and to maybe even take a moment to think back about all the things that we can be grateful for. But I don't know about you, but I find it difficult if I wait for the whole year to be grateful, to remember all the things to be grateful for. I'm sure I forgot plenty. So it's a lot easier if you take it in smaller bites every day, right? So we can count our blessings and we can enjoy those blessings every single day. So when you're blessed with it initially, when you go back at the end of the day and be grateful for the blessing, you get to experience it twice. Another time. Every time we're grateful for the blessing, we re-experience the blessing. And so it multiplies. And so already we're overflowing with abundance. Now most of us have more blessings than we can even count in a given day. But we're so busy that we don't stop to consider the life that we're living to be grateful for. And so we miss out on being thankful for those blessings and that abundance in our lives. And the truth is, we can't really expect the universe to give us more until we really appreciate what it is that we have, because otherwise we're not really giving good feedback to the universe, like, wow, this is very cool and I love it. If we do that, and we're thankful for it, then the universe knows, oh, she liked that, we'll give her more of that. If we're mums of the word, it's like, oh, I guess that one fell flat, I guess I won't give you any more of that. Yeah. So, give feedback to the universe. And it's probably a good idea to give them to your significant other too. Feedback's good. Communication is a good thing. So when we communicate with the universe with our gratitude and our thankfulness, we're more likely to get more of what we enjoy and what we love and what we feel blessed for in the first place. So regularly take the opportunity to pause for a moment and give thanks. Give thanks, and it'll wash back over you. What that does is it lets our hearts awaken to the transformative power of gratefulness, gratefulness. Allow yourself to open up to that and to be the vessel through which it flows, that it comes to you and through you, and you become part of that divine circulation of good. Appreciation opens our hearts to the abundance of the universe. I mean, a grateful heart is an open heart, and an open heart is a receptive heart. It's saying, yes, I love what's happening in my life. Yeah, I'll take some more of that, and we're open to it instead of hunched over. And then when we're ready to give that kind of gratitude and thankfulness and appreciation to what we have, then the very things that we have begin to appreciate and increase. So this attitude of gratitude, when we extend that beyond Thanksgiving Day, when we make that a way of being on a daily basis, it makes every single day sacred and blessed. Every day. Even the challenging, funky days can be good days when we're grateful for even just that little smidgen of goodness that wedges its way into a day that you think, wow, I should have just stayed in bed. Right? Even just a little wedge of light dissipates any darkness that you may be experiencing. And if we really set up camp in that little wedge of good light and be grateful for it, that wedge starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it edges out anything else. Cool. It's simple. It's not easy, apparently, because we don't do enough of it, but it's simple. So allow gratitude to open our hearts. It leads to that great fullness and generosity of spirit, so that not only are we filled up, but we're filled up to the degree that we have more than enough to spare and to share. You know how people like it when you share, right? We learned that this big. Little Brianna's probably learning that back there right now. She's learning about sharing. It's a good thing. William Faulkner said, gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order to exist at all. So you're not supposed to keep gratitude to yourself. You're supposed to let it rip. Let it out. Let it out. Some years back I went to Costa Rica. If you haven't been to Costa Rica, you must go. I love Costa Rica. I was actually looking at it as a place to retire or to go to if I, felt like I needed to escape anything in my life. So Costa Rica is a really wonderful place. And I really enjoyed it. And there's a word, the very, very first thing that I learned there was this phrase that they say, and there's not really a direct translation, but it's a phrase that they say all the time, and it kind of means a lot of things, but everything that it means is good. And that phrase is pura vida, pura vida. And, Costa Rica is sort of a culture of appreciation of life. Pura vida is like, it means sort of pure life, aliveness, goodness, abundance. I mean, it's everything that you can think of that's warm, fuzzy, and good. Pura vida. Just say that with me. It feels good to say. Pura vida. Doesn't that feel kind of good? Yeah. Makes you want to put some Latin music on. Pura vida. Yeah. So, and it's about having an appreciation and gratitude for life itself, for all the little tiny things and all the big things. Thanks and giving. Giving thanks. Being in a state of appreciation. It expands our open-heartedness and our aliveness, our pura vida, our love of life, and the abundance that we're given. It moves us from that great fullness and opens our heart to give and to receive things like love and connection and oneness and unity and satisfaction and fulfillment and blessing and wholeness, where nothing is missing. We're complete, perfect, and whole. Pura vida, yeah. And we literally experience out of that unconditional love and well-being of every nature. And life is good. Pura vida. Life is good. It's all good. It's all in how we look at it, how we embrace it, how we embody it, how we experience it, how we express it. Through appreciation of the wonders of the universe, we open up to that receptivity and we declare our very life, our entire life, we declare it a blessing. Imagine if you declare your life a blessing. It'd be kind of hard to have a bad day. You say, my life is a blessing. Say that with me. My life is a blessing. Yeah. And when we do that, it's like a magnet, this gigantic magnet that attracts more good to itself. Because we're saying, my life is a blessing. Bring it on. Bring some more on. And it comes. So express gratitude first in all things. Not for all things, but in all things. Express gratitude in all things. And do it first. There's a novel concept. Be grateful first, then receive. Hey, wait, isn't that backwards? Yeah, it is, and it's a good way to be. Backwards is good. Backwards is a good way to be. You know, what we do is we adopt an inner disposition of gratefulness, gratitude, thankfulness. And we express gratitude and for the blessings even before we get them. We express gratitude for all the blessings and all the lessons in our lives because we become more of who we truly are as we embrace everything that comes our way, even the dark side, even the shadows, even the challenges, because they reveal more of who we truly are at the very center of our being. And so we bless all of that. We acknowledge and we honor the interdependence that we have with all of life, with the whole web of life. We're interconnected with everything. How powerful is that? I mean, we're an integral part of everything. We give thanks to the people and the experiences and the things that enrich and nourish us. And we do it first. You know, when your feet hit the floor in the morning, be in gratitude. Gratitude for the day that's about to begin that you know is full of blessings because you've just declared your life, your entire life a blessing. And so you're opening up to all the good things that can happen during that day in advance of them even happening. You're inviting them in, all the good stuff. You know, we give thanks and then we embrace the expectancy of receiving even more good. We embrace that expectancy of more good. And that really is the most effective way that we can attract good, all the good that life has to offer, by being open, by expecting it, by inviting it, by honoring it. You know, it might seem kind of odd in a way to give thanks before receiving, but advanced Thanksgiving, it kind of explains why hypnotic suggestion works so well in order to bring about our goals and our dreams. Because when we plant a suggestion in our subconscious, some powerful things begin to happen. That's why people are able to hypnotize you. Well, you can hypnotize yourself in a good way by planting seeds in the subconscious of the things that you desire to experience in your life. You know, when we give thanks and then we open up with expectancy to receive that good, then that giving thanks in advance activates these mighty forces in the quantum field. You know, this is where the mystics and spirituality and quantum physicists, they've been hanging out up there, all having a party, all these many years. The mystics are going, hey, I think we figured something out. And the scientists say, well, I'll be the judge of that, we'll prove it. And they have indeed proven that the mystics were right, that there's this infinite wave of possibility just hanging out, waiting for us to interact with it. And when we interact with it, we collapse that infinite wave of possibility into a particular experience, the wave and the particle. We get to choose what that is. Our very interaction with it is what makes it real. It moves the molecules into motion into something particular that we want to experience. So that's why that advanced Thanksgiving is telling the universe, okay, here's the particular experience I want to have. This is what I'm pulling out of that infinite possibility. Boom! So giving thanks in advance is really smart. You're like a physicist when you do that. It's like, wow, I am like a quantum person. So be proud of that. Be proud of the power that you have to create the experiences that you want to have. You know, that seed suggestion then it easily and naturally begins to take root in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is where all the decisions get made. A lot of times unconsciously. But when we get conscious about what's going on in there, whew, man, then we become very powerful. We're very powerful creators when we get that subconscious mind to listen to what we really want. And we plant those seeds and let them take root. And we literally begin to experience the outcome before it even shows up on the outside. We experience it inwardly, and then the next thing you know, it starts to gather steam, and boom, there it is. You're experiencing it. That subconscious mind dutifully acts on those suggestions that we plant, those gratitudes that we put into the subconscious, and then like a team of horses, it races in the direction of our dominant thinking, our dominant pattern of thought. So what this requires, this is why I say it's simple. It's a pretty simple thing. It's not easy because it means that we have to be awake all the time. We have to be aware. We have to be paying attention. We have to be conscious. We need to be doing things intentionally rather than by accident. So simple, not easy. Wake up. You might want to get a partner that pokes you every now and then and says, hey, how awake are you? You know, wake up. You know, we would be very wise, not only smart like quantum physicists, but we'd be very wise to cultivate the practice of gratitude, because it's in our best interest to practice gratitude. It brings, it enriches our lives in a multitude of ways. Physically, we're more healthy physically if we're in gratitude. We're mentally more clear and alert if we're in gratitude. We're emotionally more centered when we're in gratitude. And spiritually, we're in alignment with Spirit, God itself, when we're in gratitude. It's a powerful, powerful energy, gratitude. Love and gratitude, these are the biggies. These are the biggies. And they're very similar and both potent and powerful. You know, when we're practicing gratitude, it reverberates within us and fills us to this overflowing experience. Like I said, even in the midst of darkness or challenge, it can buoy you up above the waterline so that you're, yeah, my head's above water. You know, the rest of me may be below the water, but my head's above water, and that's enough. That's enough. You know, it sends positive energy out into the universe, and then guess what? The universe will go, oh, I'll send you back some. So we send positive, powerful energy out, and positive, powerful energy comes back to us in that divine flow and circulation. So a simple practice, a really simple practice for this, I talked about it last week, but I'm going to remind you this week. Simple practice for a joyful day of grateful living is this. Stop and be awake. Be awake to the moment you're in. And then look and be aware of the opportunities around you. And then go for it with clarity and alertness. Go for it. Take that opportunity and make it yours and be grateful in it. Any day that I, at the end of the day, lift my feet off the floor to get back in bed, any day that I was awake, that I was aware, and that I was alert to the blessings all around me, is like standing in a field and looking out upon my own orchard filled with fruit. That's the kind of day that's a joyful day of gratitude, of gratefulness, when I can say I've been awake, I've been aware, I've been alert, and I've been grateful in all of it. So I want to close with a poem that I think is especially powerful in these days. It's written by Howard Thurman, who was an American mystic and a very powerful, powerful teacher. So I'm going to share this with you. It's called A Litany of Thanksgiving. Today I make my sacrament of Thanksgiving. I begin with the simple things of my days: fresh air to breathe, cool water to drink, the taste of food, the protection of houses and clothes, the comforts of home. For these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I bring to mind all the warmth of humankind that I have known: my mother's arms, the strength of my father, the playmates of my childhood, the wonderful stories brought to me from the lives of many who talked of days gone by when fairies and giants and all kinds of magic held sway. The tears I have shed, the tears I've seen, the excitement of laughter, and the twinkle in the eye with its reminder that life is good. For these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I finger one by one the messages of hope that awaited me at the crossroads, the smile of approval from those who held in their hands the reins of my security, the tightening of the grip in a single handshake when I feared the step before me in the darkness, the whisper in my heart when the temptation was fiercest and the claims of appetite were not to be denied, the crucial words said, the simple sentence from an open page when my decision hung in the balance. For these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I pass before me the mainsprings of my heritage, the fruits of the labors of countless generations who lived before me, without whom my own life would have no meaning. The seers who saw visions and dreamed dreams, the prophets who sensed a truth greater than the mind could grasp, and whose words could only find fulfillment in the years which they would never see. The workers whose sweat has watered the trees, the leaves of which are for healing of nations, the pilgrims who set their sails for lands beyond all horizons, whose courage made paths in new worlds and far-off places, the saviors whose blood was shed with a recklessness that only a dream could inspire and God could command. For these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I linger over the meaning of my life and the commitment to which I give the loyalty of my heart and mind, the little purposes in which I have shared with my loves, my desires, my gifts, the restlessness which bottoms all I do with its stark insistence that I have never done my best, I've never dared to reach for the highest, the big hope that never quite deserts me, that I and my kind will study war no more, that love and tenderness and all the inner graces of almighty affection will cover the life of the children of God as the waters cover the sea. All these and more than mind can think and heart can feel, I make as my sacrament of thanksgiving to thee, our Father, Mother God, in humbleness of mind and simplicity of heart. For these I make an act of thanksgiving this day. And my prayer is that we make this every day, every day. And so blessings on your journey of practicing gratitude and thanksgiving every day of your life. And begin by counting your blessings daily and expressing your gratitude for all of the good in your life, all of the good. And in this way, you can feast on Thanksgiving every day. So